On Bag of Holding, I essentially yap about a magic item that I've created that you can use in your own games. Each magic item has 3 tiers for 3 different points in a narrative of a campaign. The first tier is the Discovered tier, which is meant for roughly a 3rd or 4th level character after the item is initially found and used. The Improved tier, the 2nd tier, is made for roughly a 10th level character, which is a bit more powerful. Finally, the 3rd tier, the Perfected tier, is meant for use for about a 15th level character. This is when it starts to get insane. Today we're talking about the Patient Longbow. It is a martial weapon, ranged, and is standardly, in its discovered form, a +1 longbow that does require attunement. This longbow seems old and weathered, but its strong, aged wood holds true, awaiting the right wielder. It resembles a large longbow made of deep-shaded wood with a mysteriously patterned grain. When drawn, the grooves in the wood glow a vengeful red. As a +1 weapon, of course you have +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls made with the Patient Longbow, as well as its first perk, Anger in Waiting. Whenever you score a critical hit or reduce a creature to 0 hit points with this weapon, you gain 1 Fury Charge. As part of an attack action, you can expend 1 Fury Charge to fire a Furious Shot, which instead of the regular damage, deals 2d8 plus the applicable modifiers of any damage type of the wielder's choosing. At this point, you can have a maximum of 1 Fury Charge. In its improved form, the Patient Longbow becomes a +2 weapon, along with some cosmetic changes. We see the Anger in Waiting perk get a small buff. In addition to the maximum of Fury Charges that you can now have going up 1, being 2 of course, you can also bypass damage resistances with a Furious Shot. So we see a small buff to the way that Fury Charges are used. In addition to this, you get the 2nd perk, which is called the Challenge. As a reaction during combat, you can expend 1 Fury Charge to make a single ranged attack at a creature within range. If this attack hits, the target takes the applicable damage and must succeed on a DC 15 Charisma saving throw. On a failure, the creature has disadvantage on attacks against any creature but you until the start of your next turn. Lastly, in its perfected form, the Patient Longbow becomes a +3 weapon. Anger in Waiting gets its final buff in the form of 1 additional maximum Fury Charge. Now, you've got 3 to play with. In addition to that, the Challenge gets a small buff in the fact that the DC of the Charisma saving throw goes up from 15 to 17. Lastly, the Patient Longbow gets its final perk, Steadfast. Whenever you expend a Fury Charge, you gain the benefits of the dodge action. And that's that for the Patient Longbow. Currently, we don't have awesome art for this awesome item. We do, however, have a link to our Discord server in the description of this video, which you can use to access and send us awesome art. But don't worry, we will never use your art without permission or compensation. So submit away, and let's see what you've got. And this has been Bag of Holding. Please like and subscribe, join our Discord server, all of the things. We would love to have you on at any adventures here at Wither and Bloom Studios.
I don't know.
And we have no cams. Awesome. There we go. I think we are back.
And we're back.
Oh, look at you guys all locked up over there.
Yep, that's what we do.
I just want to say to everybody, number one, thank you so much for your patience on that. That was an interesting ride, to say the least.
Yeah.
Slightly harrowing.
It was kind of harrowing when the equipment goes down. It's rough.
We out here.
So, are you guys all still out there? Are you still out there in the chat? Can you hear us? Are we doing okay? Let us know if we're alive. Let us know if we're here. Okay. Let's see.
I'm alive.
A couple of us are here.
I'm here.
Yes, some of you are still here.
Gender-wise.
All right, good. Open World Addict just joined the Discord. Thanks, and nice to see you. That is awesome. We said that we'd interact with the chat, but we were mostly doing that through typing. So I just wanted to take a chance to say to you guys in the chat, thank you so much.
We love you.
Hi Jay.
Much love.
Open World Addict, Lost in Craft, Elias, what's going on? Nice to see all of you. Thanks for hanging out tonight. Okay, so I guess we should probably get back to
Bring it back in.
Yes.
right? Yes.
Take it
Let's fucking feed some refugees.
Well, I was kind of thinking that we would do a little bit of a time jump after the break. Not big, not big.
Jump it.
But you do spend the better part of, well into the evening. I'm going to say safely say 8 hours of work. You and the townsfolk and the mayor, business owners, the fishermen, they all get together and everybody begins building a makeshift camp in town to host these 200 refugees that have come pretty far. Now, as you're doing this, you have started to receive a lot of thanks. You have started to receive a lot of stories from people about what happened. But I'll leave it to you right now as to what it is you're going to do next, discussion-wise. I mean, I know that you're sort of in the process of setting up, but what happens?
Where am I at, Todd?
That's a good question. We should probably find Papillon.
I agree. I think Electo would be fairly keen on doing that.
Okay.
I think I would have been kind of wandering around in my cloak, kind of like, Electo? Hello?
Yeah.
Looking. Oh my god. Hello. They do not like me.
Yeah, they said you attacked them.
I did not. No, I
figured
do
as
nothing
much.
of the sort. I looked. I tried to get to look, and they jumped into the river, and they were flipping out, and They tried to hit me with a shovel, and I just smiled. I just said hello.
Papillon, sometimes your smile can be a bit on the creepy side.
Why? Because I have fangs?
Yes.
This is blasphemy.
Look, I know that you value your fangs as a great, wonderful feature of your attractiveness, but people who have just been walking for 2 weeks after losing everything in terrible raids and attacks might not also think so. I am fully looking up at you in this moment because you have 4 feet on me.
No, I get what you are saying, and it makes sense. You know, I like these short people. You know, I've been visiting. You know, I told you about the Long Lunge.
Yes.
The Long Lunge is an interesting spot. But anyway, I want to help. You know, I feel you said there was something. What happened to them?
So, all right. So here's what I know. A majority of these people are from Haythorn. But a lot of them, the ones that we've interacted with at least, are from Farmholm. Those are 2 farming towns up north of Pills at least. And I was talking with Arbogast, who is one of the human people who I was talking with, who's one of the refugees.
Yes.
And he said that it was just a regular old day, and these
raiders with clothing that was stamped with these weird glyphic letters just came in, started sacking the place, burning the town, murdering the villagers, and they were talking. They mentioned something. They mentioned something called Nex Cornu. I don't know if you know anything about that.
No, I've never heard of this.
It seems fancy. You're fancy.
I am fancy, yes, but
I figured
we
you
don't
might.
hear a lot up north.
All right, fair. So all I know is that they decided to come through. These groups of refugees came together at Farmholm and then took old farming trails through the crops
And to come here.
to come here.
And the first thing they see is a big bat.
Yeah.
Oh, I understand. Yes, that, I get it.
I'm glad.
Yes.
Now, something to consider is that it may still be worth talking to these people.
Me?
Yes, you, but just wait.
No, I'm going to keep the hood up. Do not worry.
Great.
Yes.
All right.
As the two of you are speaking, you do notice a couple of the refugees pass by, some of whom have grown to trust you already given the efforts that you've put in, and they see you talking to Papillon, and even though at moments where they sort of glance up at Papillon's presence, they sort of seem to accept the connection the two of you have, and it seems like the tensions might ease a little bit.
I'm going to try and smile with my mouth closed.
What is your charisma, by the way?
A couple little fangs.
16.
Fangs pop out
16.
a little bit.
It's not hard to sort of, gain you garner a few smiles from people, or at least a few accepting looks. How about we start there?
We are turning a new leaf.
Indeed. Help me lift this. Come on.
Yes,
And
yes.
I'll just go back into it.
We start doing stuff.
Yeah, 100%.
So as you are doing this work, and the two of you are having this conversation, what are the rest of you doing? Through Brandmorn, Cersei, Remy?
I'm
Cooking fish on feeding people.
Cersei's kind of curious to work the room and talk to a few people. Is there anybody who looks like they've eaten enough and might be willing to talk, or not even willing, but that I could get a conversation going with them?
Yeah, Friedegar and frankly Thrud and some of the others that have been shuttling food out to people now that several hours have gone by. Yes, you have people that some are napping on the floor, some are under tables, some are curled up near the fire. So yes, there are plenty of people that seem like they are fulfilled at this point.
Gotcha. But do I see... I'm looking for somebody to talk to get information from,
Okay.
like, on what has happened. Is there...
There are plenty of groups of people. Sure,
Awesome.
You could walk up to a table. There's actually one table with, it looks like 4 farm hands that all seem to have familiarity with one another.
Okay.
And they're all huddled in close and kind of talking. And as you're approaching, you hear one of them saying, well, I got to return to my farm because it's, those fields are going to grow healthy soon. I'm going to have to start tending.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what I'm going to do. And then they all kind of turn around as you approach.
Hello, gentlemen. Sorry to bother. I'm a little curious about your situation. I understand a tragedy has struck your town, and I happen to be with a party of skilled warriors who might have some interest in stopping this from happening anywhere else. And with that, I'm going to cast Detect Thoughts on him just to see if I can read anything deeper as he speaks.
Okay, now with Detect Thoughts, the initial permeation of the spell allows you to just kind of get a general sense of what... Is it one person or a group? I think it's a group, correct?
No, it is. I think it's one person, but I can switch it from person to person.
Okay.
At will.
Okay. I mean, overall, you can sort of sense in the forefront of everyone's thinking a general sense of woe, despair, dread, loss. One person, their thoughts are just about how they're just going to replace the things that, they spent a life sort of doing and building in their home. It's sad.
Yeah. I know this is a bit of a forward question, but what exactly attacked your town? What did you guys see?
They were like unleashed bandits. They were insane. They sort of marched upon the town like a furious horde, fast.
How many?
God, there was 40 or 50 of them.
40 or 50?
Easily.
How many people live in your town? Or lived?
Well, our town was 300 or 400, but we're farmhands. We're simple folk.
Of course.
These men came in fully armed, and they were muscular and frankly kind of terrifying with the weapons they were wielding.
Yeah.
I don't think they're the kind. Well, you're not even there. I was about to address that, but I think we're going to leave that one alone. But I mean, the speed at which they were torching houses, and yeah, a lot of men attacked, women attacked. There were people in the village that were trying to defend it, but they were struck down fast.
Did it seem that they were looking for anything in particular, or they were just on a mission of destruction?
This seemed like a burn and turn. I mean, they were occasionally looting places, but
not like they were looking for anything in particular.
I couldn't really tell. I mean, the panic was unreal, and we were couldn't decide to fight or flee. And watching our homes burn and our neighbors get slaughtered, it was really hard to watch. Yeah. And so I did notice one thing that stood out to me in particular that I thought was odd about them all. Every single person in this group, every single one of these people in the group had some kind of horn on their head, like horned creatures like a bull would have.
How many horns? Just 2 or just 1?
That was the odd thing, is every single one of them was missing one.
Holy fuck. All of you saw this too, all of you other gentlemen.
The other farmers kind of look at each other and nod, and one guy was just like, I was trying to run into the fields with my family. I didn't see it, but
yeah,
I heard.
All of them one horn. Did you hear any of them say anything notable?
That one guy with the front of the group was carrying this large flag on it. It had these glyphs, these letters on it. I couldn't read it. It was a language I didn't understand, but he just kept yelling, "Next Cornu."
That's fucking
ringing in my ears over and over again as the buildings were burning. "Next Cornu." That hurt.
Interesting. Well, you've seriously given me information that I'm very interested in. Thank you. And I think me and my friends and I are going to try to do something about this.
As you're standing there talking to them, you notice out of the corner of your eye someone's been standing just behind you and out of view.
Yeah.
And you see this and you turn and you see Belladonna.
Yeah.
Belladonna Greenhill, she's the mayor.
Yeah.
And she kind of looks up at you and she's like, I heard what you said, and I think we should talk in private, if that's okay.
I'm going to switch detect thoughts to her.
Okay.
Yeah, so what's her vibe?
Her vibe is one of extreme concern.
Right.
She's generally worried about her town.
Right.
And that it is currently being tapped of all of its resources at a very alarming pace.
Right.
This town is full of people that are infinitely accommodating and hospitable, and but it's going to take a great force to sort of push or test that behavior, and this is doing it, and she's feeling it.
Right. Okay. Wonderful. Yeah, let's step aside. Yeah.
Let's just step outside for a minute, because I don't think that, we should talk in front. So you step out. Did you want to say something? I don't know. Sorry.
This is done.
Okay. I just noticed you were making eye contact, and I thought maybe you wanted to. So you and Belladonna Greenhill are stepping outside.
Yes.
And she takes you aside and she's like, I know you. You were with that group of people that went to Steecrux.
Yes.
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 I've heard about you. I haven't met you yet formally, but your friend, the dwarf, Thrude.
Yes.
Yes. Fantastic person, and we're really happy to have her around.
Too.
And I noticed that you're offering to help these people.
Well, they said something that is relevant to what my party and I had been working against all the way up to Steecrux Tower, that I think would interest all of us. And I think we're all people with good hearts who want to prevent something like this happening again.
Well,
So
I will say this. I'm all for you helping them and simultaneously helping the Pilsch people, because
Yes.
this is not sustainable.
Yeah.
We are going to have a crisis if we can't figure out how to get them back to their homes.
Yeah.
And even if after that we can implore the North Veritas government to, and I'm sure they're aware of what's going on, but right now it's hard to get. I sent 2 riders out to North Veritas, but that's minimum on horseback 6 days away.
Yeah.
To try and get word out that we need help here.
And we don't know if those forces are close behind them on their way to here. You haven't investigated that
That's
yet?
my other fear. We don't have defenses here. And if they were followed by these forces, and I have no idea
Yeah.
who these forces even are. So we're sitting ducks. We need to figure something out. And I have to tell you that if you and your friends, your party members, would be interested in helping out, I will do my best to pay you whatever I can to do that. I don't know what that is right now because I don't know how long our resources are going to last.
You know, why don't I, before we discuss this further, why don't I get the members of my party together? We'll set a time tonight to meet. We're not going to waste any more time. Okay?
I think that's fair. I think that's great.
Let's call it within the half hour.
Fantastic.
Okay.
So I'll meet you in 30 minutes.
Terrific. Right back out here?
Perfect.
Terrific.
Wonderful.
Wonderful.
Thank you. I'm sorry, remind me of your name.
Circe.
Circe. Belladonna. It's so, I can't tell you how much I'm thankful. All right, I'll see you in 30.
Yes.
And she scurries off into the crowd and starts shouting orders as she goes.
I'm gonna scurry back inside. I'm gonna find Remy, Thrud, and Popsicle. Lollipop, Popsicle, each.
I wouldn't have stayed with them though. Were there any children that came with the group?
Absolutely.
I would have tried to round up some of the kids. That sounds stop. You guys are weird. You guys are weird.
That's weird.
Round up some of the kids, and Remy would have probably told a story or two, using druidcraft as a
nice.
little element, kind of distract the kids from what's going on.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I see theatrics.
Oh Jesus Christ.
Yes.
I'm gonna walk over to Remy.
Oh.
Okay.
Lord.
Do I see that happening?
I will say that the distance that this is spread over in pills is quite large. So I'll just say, Electo, make a perception roll for me. And since you were the first to chime in on this, I'll say you've got this. So you're there. You walk over to Remy.
Excuse me. I love the performing arts. Can I do voices for you?
Sure.
Okay. What's the general gist of the story?
It's actually one that my group has gone through, but it's just we're following a group on their travels, little things in nature for the kids.
Okay. Very nice. Yeah, playing along. Got you. Okay.
So Remy kind of...
We put on a performance. And I kind of say an animal does something and I'll make the noise.
Mildly bizarre improv happening. Are the kids feeling it?
As that's happening, Electo is going to silently, whenever Papillon makes an animal noise, Electo is going to druidcraft worms coming up in the ground in front of the performance, leaving imprints and trails in the dirt in the design of that animal. So if there is
This is like a spectacle.
if there's like Papillon makes a bear noise, Alecto kind of just dips her fingers into the ground, and like the worms kind of like briefly emerge and re-enter the ground, and there's a small like design of a bear.
This is Union Theater.
This is fantastic.
This is crazy.
And honestly, of course, the children are totally enthralled. They're really enjoying this performance, and it's actually giving them a chance to take their minds off of the traumas of the last 2 weeks. And honestly, some of the parents are starting, and the adults are starting to gather around, and they're smiling. They see your efforts in what it is that the three of you are doing here. That's quite nice. So it's working out. You're raising the spirits of the refugees for sure.
Good job, guys.
Rock.
All right, so the 30 minutes does not take long to go by. Did you go around and get
basically,
people?
as I see them, I'm gonna go now. Now.
We got a story to finish.
All right, wrap it up. We have to meet with Belladonna. Okay. She has something. I learned something that you should be interested in. We all need to speak as a group with the mayor right now.
Are you saying this in front of us?
Yeah.
Room for 2 more?
Sure, why not?
We just want to help if we can.
Trust me.
Yeah, we're gonna need the hands. So.
All right.
Yeah.
Threw swaggers out the piece.
Swaggers out. Can you describe the swaggers?
Hammer's swinging.
Wow.
She's like tired. She's been
hammer in the
cooking
locker
fish and lamb for a couple hours, and
Are the buns a little messy?
they're a little tasseled. There's
Yeah.
a little bit of little, wispies coming out of the beer.
Kind of have that long in the kitchen grill smell about you.
Yeah, dirty, greasy. I don't care.
It's all right. Yeah.
What are you all doing out there? Playing. Oh yeah. How are you?
Hello. I'm Papillon.
Yes, you are.
You see like a unreasonably fancy person that's just
Well-
unreasonably joyful.
What are you so happy about?
We just did a wonderful performance for the children.
I'm sure you did. Yeah, good work.
This was great.
Remy would have clocked kind of your garb,
Sure.
and I'm not going to say it's familiar to her, but it's...
You haven't seen a fancy person in a while.
Well, I am a fancy person.
He's a fancy bat.
Noted.
Gloom, but sure. Bat is fine.
Wow.
What say you, Lizard Dice?
I
What?
And Lizard Dice.
Lizard eyes? This is not what we call newly met people.
Who are you?
Okay.
May I quickly, Thrud, Branmorn,
Jesus Christ.
Cersei, and Remy?
Maybe.
Is this an act? What is this?
No.
Type of parlor trick.
No.
Have you been stalking us?
No.
It's nothing like that.
It sounds like it.
She said she knew the lizard.
Thyla.
Yes.
Something quite strange happened to me recently, and I think some of your friend's memories may have wound up in my head.
How recent?
A month ago.
That seems to line up.
That matches.
And they talked to me very briefly before I woke up with all of these memories. I know about Steecrux.
Yes.
I know about the true children. And I wanted potentially to ask your help with something, but there seems to be more pressing matters to attend to.
Yes.
I wanted to ask if my friend and I could accompany you on your journey for a time.
Well, seeing as Thyla chose you.
I have a question.
Yeah?
Who is Thyla helping for me?
Electo kind of like freezes up for a little bit. And then just shakes it off. Could you repeat the question?
Who is Thyla helping for me?
I remember a portal and a body. Some things are hazy.
What totally awesome thing did Thyla do right before they died?
It's a little vague.
I remember.
Sorry for your loss.
I remember a goblin.
Right.
That is also fairly hazy.
Okay. Well, we yes, come along. We have to discuss with the mayor, and I
Yeah.
have something that maybe you would be interested as well, a little factoid, but we should get out before we talk about these things.
Pressing matters.
All right?
Yes.
So, everybody, let's go.
So you head back to the location.
Yeah.
And Belladonna is already waiting there for you. And as you approach, she kind of like seems to sigh with some relief as you come up to her, and she's like, "Oh, good. Good. 6 of you. Excellent.
Before you continue, I just wanted to share a little bit of information with specifically the 3 of you. I was talking to somebody inside, and they mentioned the forces that came and attacked these towns had exactly 1 horn on each of their heads. So.
This again, eh?
Yeah, that again.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah. We have a little bit of experience with this group.
Well,
if our suspicions are correct.
Well, that's helpful. From what I've gathered, the bandit parties that raided these towns did their job and left. Where they've gone, I don't know. What I'd hope for from you is travel north, check the towns of Farmholm and Haythorn, and make sure they're safe to return to. In the meantime, we can probably get forces from North Veritas, or the Emberfell army for that matter, to protect these towns and to see to it that this doesn't happen again.
How are you going to prepare for an attack like this?
I'm not going to lie, there's not a whole lot that I feel like I can do right now other than tend to these people. Now, if we are attacked, we have some potential resources. So my riders that I sent out on the road to North Veritas, I asked them to stop in Corey and see if Corey could spare a battalion or 2 to come down to Pills and protect us.
Good. Okay.
But beyond that, this is unprecedented. I've never seen anything like this happen before inside of our own lands.
Okay.
Now, I can provide you with 6 horses from the stables so that you can ride your fastest. I would hope that when you get there, don't waste time coming back to tell us. Send word as quickly as you can. She fumbles into her pocket and she pulls out a small pouch. Inside are 2 small stones that appear to be carved. And she takes one and she hands it to you, Cersei.
Oh my god.
She's like, sending stones. Tell us directly what is going on.
The DM gave to me.
Oh my.
They said this on the podcast. They spoke it into existence.
That's called foreshadowing, for crying out.
Fucking nuts, dude.
So, yes, on the 7th day of Christmas, you receive sending stones.
I did.
Right.
I love it.
Cool.
I love it.
Yes.
But she says, I recommend leaving at first light with the horses and don't travel by road at night. You'll be able to make up the time once you're on the road. But I am giving you 6 fast horses. Please don't delay. Make this as quick as you can.
Where are we going?
A farm home and what was the other town?
Haythorn.
Where the hell are they?
North.
Okay, cool. Just go
You
north.
don't happen to
Yes.
have any type of map, would you?
Yes, I do.
Would we
actually.
be able to have one of
I have one back in my quarters, and I can
Perfect.
provide that with you before you leave in the morning, for sure.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm all from around here.
All right.
Yeah, technically, like,
Me either.
I am in the process of working out some details, but you have been here for more than a month now. And amongst us Pilsh, we consider you to be like us. You're friendly, you're helpful, you're never unwilling to lend a hand when it's needed, and we appreciate that. Should you complete this task in such a way that we can get these refugees back to safety, back to their homes, and restore order to Pills, I will give to you the deed to one of the local buildings here that is currently needing some repair, but it could easily house all 6 of you. And should you like, the street level unit in this building is able to house some kind of retail establishment if you'd like.
ooh,
No way.
will be
business
my gift to you.
opportunity.
It's fucking nuts.
Yeah.
What are the taxes like in Pills?
Oh,
God. Dad.
Thrud, you should know we pay our taxes in fish.
All right, that's fine.
Mushrooms?
Any questions? I have to get back to these people.
All right, we should go.
The stablemates know you're coming. They'll have the horses ready for you at first light. They should be packed with provisions. The things you need should be on there. I would pack yourselves well with your own belongings. We will make sure that he who smelt it is locked up and taken care of while Shem is away.
Thank you.
All right. Godspeed. Safe travels to all of you. And I look forward to your message when you get there.
Yes. Thank you.
Message?
Did you say message?
Message.
That's how the sending stones talk to each other. Message. All right. You have your first mission.
This is exciting.
All right. You all head back to your respective quarters. You don't really have a place to stay yet, do you, Papillon?
I'd be with Electo.
Okay. Electo, you have family here, so, right? Wait. You do.
Haven't seen him yet.
You haven't seen them yet. This is a rough... I mean, I'll let you do what you want to do.
Look, if you need the place to come and get cleaned up or whatever before we head out, I have a few things that I need to take care of back at Shem's place. So
There is room for you there.
That's very kind of you.
That would
Thank
be
you.
appreciated. Thanks.
What was your name?
Thrud.
Papillon.
All right. You head back to He Who Smelt It, and Remy and Cersei head back to the place that you've been staying all this time, and you begin to gather your things. You have a newfound sense of purpose. It feels like the fires of adventure have been relit underneath you, and given the fact that this smells a little bit like the workings of the now deceased Crix Lockfinger, there's a little bit of familiarity to the overall tone, anxiety, and feel of what's about to unfold. Before the first light, you all wake, meet at the stables. The horses are saddled and ready to go. Remy?
I would have, before then, found Dahlia, the person I had told you about.
Yes.
And spoken with her briefly.
Of course. Yes, and actually Dahlia is not hard to find because given the scenario that's unfolding,
Yeah.
Dahlia was on the front lines helping out. So,
Okay.
yes.
Cool.
Stablemates have the horses ready for you, and you climb atop the horses and begin to head out of town. The sun is coming up in the east. And I should say, Ilanga is rising in the east. Yes.
On my way out, I would like to have carved something into a tree near the entrance to town.
Okay.
I'm going to carve the name Corvo into the tree.
You're carving Corvo into the tree?
Yeah.
Noted. Putting that in the notes, actually. All right. Okay. Out of the town you race. Horses at full gallop. Ilanga rising in the east. When you have this newfound purpose. And that is where we're going to end tonight.
Oh no!
Yes.
Oh no!
Oh no!
But it was so much fun, though.
Yeah, don't go.
Well,
That was awesome.
you know, we got to segment this.
I loved that.
All right.
This is true.
Yeah, that was a good time.
I gotta say to the people in the chat, this has been a really good time. And for those of you that are not watching the chat, the players that are not watching the chat right now, that moment about the children arose. There was a clatter in the chat room. Yes. You can read it later.
What type of clatter?
For the kids.
Oh, it was just kind of funny because Ravenflight said, in quotes, "We have to round up some of the kids," unquote. First quote in the book of the campaign. Which is kind of enjoyable. And then Elias says, "I believe it was, I want to."
No.
So,
guys.
yes.
None of those bad this season.
Really good times. All right, so I think that's going to end
Say
our
it
session
out
for
loud.
tonight. Now, for those of you that are watching, number one, thank you. Number two, don't forget to like and subscribe. Number three, we will be back in 2 weeks because we are on the first and third Tuesdays of the month for Rising. And stay tuned for the end of February. We have a show that we're going to be bringing to you on the alternate weeks, second and fourth weeks of the month, that is going to be insane, which we're really looking forward to. Tell your friends. Tell your friends we're out here. Tell them to come and watch. And guys, this was an awesome first session. I'm really looking forward to this season. I think it's going to be really good.
Oh, me too.
It was a good intro.
I love this.
Solid roleplay.
Solid roleplay all around.
Dude,
Agreed. You
I-
guys were awesome.
Loved getting to meet
I love
Papillon
getting you.
Electo.
Yes.
That was awesome.
I'm looking forward to playing with both of you. I think it's going to be great.
Yeah, this is gonna be fun.
Rude is as great as always.
I missed Thrud.
All right, so from the frosty depths of Three Ducks Tavern, we bid you farewell, and we will see you very soon. Thanks again for watching. We will talk
Forget
to you
round
later.
up all the children.
Yes. And don't forget to get out there and round up
Yeah.
the kids.
And don't forget to use Pocket Bard for your home game.
Oh yes, we love. You've been listening to Pocket Bard through this entire thing.
Yeah,
We love
Pocket
those
Bard
guys.
is awesome.
All right, take care, everybody. We'll see you soon.
Oh, God.
Bye-bye.